adorable kids, God is exalted by God.
God is exalted. Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Exalted means noble, elevated, or lifted up, and Isaiah 6:1-13 tell us that. King Uzziah had been king for 52 years. He was a good king, who, for the most part, followed God and led the country to do the same. Kings 15:3 says that he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord. Isaiah was sad because a good and wise king had died, and he has been wondering what would happen next. Isaiah had a vision of God, the Lord sitting on a throne, high and exalted. Why was it important that he saw God sitting on his throne? Isaiah had forgotten that even though the earthly king was dead, that the King of Kings, God, was still reigning. This was a reminder to God's people that they didn't need a king like the other nations, because their king was reigning forever from heaven. God's throne was high and exalted, showing that he was and is always will be the king over all. The seraphs were constantly singing praises of God. When Isaiah saw God and heard the seraphs singing of his holiness, he responded in fear because no one can see the Lord and live. A seraph touched Isaiah's lips with a coal from the altar and said his sins were atoned for. Who can atone sin? Only Jesus. God asked who would go for him, and Isaiah responded, "Send me." Isaiah knew that God is sovereign and in control of all and immediately following in obedience. Verses 9-13 are the instructions Isaiah was given and what he was to say to the people. Basically, God told Isaiah to go and preach to a people who wouldn't respond and to keep preaching until everyone and everything was destroyed. But Isaiah's job was to go and preach. In this story, we are reminded that God is the high and exalted King. He is the one who reigns over all and the one who is worthy of all our praise.
And now, let's listen to Emmanuel as he will sing God is Exalted. Please watch.
He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. I will praise him, he is exalted, forever exalted, and I will praise his name. He is the Lord, forever his truth shall reign. Heaven and earth rejoice in his holy name. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. I will praise him, he is exalted, forever exalted, and I will praise his name. He is the Lord, forever his truth shall reign. Heaven and earth rejoices in holy name. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. He is the Lord, forever his truth shall reign. Heaven and earth rejoice in his holy name. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high.
And the last but not the least,
dance performance will be rendered by Aaron and his siblings in the tune of My Lighthouse. But before that, Aaron will share what they've learned in the lesson of God is faithful.
Hi, my name is Aaron. Today, I will be talking about how God is faithful. Faithful means reliable, trusted, true to His words, and keeps His promises. The verse you will find how God is reliable is in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God, keeping His covenant of love to thousands of generations of those who love Him and keep His commands. This verse reminds us that God always keeps His promises, that He is faithful by reminding us that He has kept all of His promises. In the book of Hosea, it tells us about 1. Hosea was a prophet of God during a time when the people of Israel were particularly unfaithful to God. 2. God had continued to be faithful to His people, as He always is, but His people weren't being faithful to Him. They were worshipping false gods and turning their back on God. 3. In order to teach the people of Israel about God's faithfulness and their unfaithfulness, God told Hosea to marry a woman named Gomer, who wouldn't be faithful to him, someone who wouldn't keep her marriage promises to him and would leave him to love another man. 4. God told Hosea that every time his wife left him and broke her promises to him, that he should take her back and forgive her. 5. God wanted Hosea and Gomer's marriage to be a picture of God's love for His people. God wanted the people to see that even when they are unfaithful and follow other gods, that He is always faithful. 6. Over and over in the book of Hosea, God sends Hosea to the people of Israel to tell them to repent of their unfaithfulness and come back to Him. Then He tells Hosea to tell the people that He will punish their unfaithfulness, but that He will still be faithful to His promise to rescue His people and will forgive them when they repent. Thank you. We are going to be dancing to My Lighthouse.
Hi, I'm going to be playing with a beautiful name.